2.5 stars. I'm joined by
Jason
and Kelly, or not Kelly.
Erik. You know that you're half dwarf, right?
I think
What if I'm
Erik,
the Brad Pitt of dwarf kind?
Kelly, his wife, fucked it a lot.
What's up, guys? It's Steve. I had hair when I was younger.
Like, watch this, guys. I'm gonna totally make them do it.
What's up, guys? It's Steve with Hap Gaming, and welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I am joined by,
Erik.
Kelly.
Jason.
and this week we watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes, directed by Rupert Wyatt, written by Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver, starring James Franco, Andy Serkis, and Frida Pinto. IMDb synopsis: a substance designed to help the brain repair itself gives advanced intelligence to a chimpanzee who leads a gape uprising, who leads an ape uprising. There we go.
Don't look at that on Pornhub.
A gape uprising.
Yeah, don't look at that.
Oh, no.
That's probably really bad.
Pornhub.com.
Oh no!
I'm not putting that on the fucking stream. We'll get us fucking booted off YouTube.
Steve's all, fuck YouTube.
We're gonna start streaming to Pornhub now.
Hell yeah!
Oh man. Probably get more
Steve's just
viewers.
standing there naked.
We're gonna all have to be topless at least.
Fat naked guy.
The problem is I'm the only one with a camera, so there you go.
Well, Steve, you'll have to take one for the team, literally.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already topless, but I'm not on camera, so.
That you know of.
Seen that weird thing on the wall, right? That's like...
Is that new piece of art I gave you?
Yeah.
I love those boxes that says, like, this is not a camera.
Yeah.
And it's clearly like a box with a camera in it. Those are funny.
Oh man.
So
guys
we
think?
really watched this one? I thought we watched the Mark Wahlberg one.
No. That one's just called Planet of the Apes, isn't it?
Shit. Okay. No, I'm teasing.
Yeah.
We watched it. I like this one. The motion cap stuff is so amazing in this. They're so much better than the apes from, the old like 1970s Planet of the Apes.
Well, that's because those weren't motion capture. Those were like, puppets. Or not
No,
puppets,
I
but
mean
like puppet
the
faces and
apes
stuff.
are just so much better than, they're. I don't know. Some of the stuff in some of the fight scenes with the apes was a little unrealistic.
Oh,
you
when
know-
they're running across the bridge and stuff.
Well, some of the stuff. Okay, so like a lot of people don't seem to realize how strong those things are.
Yeah.
They can literally just grab your face and pull it off of your face.
Yeah.
And I've seen some like YouTube videos of like they can grab like a pickup tire and twist it into a figure eight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, I don't give a shit how tough some guy thinks he is. Like, you can't do that. That's super strong. So in all these, like any of the scenes where any of them actually hit somebody, like that person's gonna be fucked up.
Well, I think it's because Caesar told the apes not to kill the humans if they could help it. And then he loses it at the end when the gorilla guy gets shot to shit, and that's when he kicks the helicopter over the edge. But I think he was trying to mitigate the losses, but what can you do? There's only so much you can do. So that's why they weren't just tearing the fucking heads off of these guys and, squishing them.
Well, I
into
mean, even
mush.
like the gorilla like slamming his 80-pound arms down on the guy. The guy's fucked up. I mean, he'd have to like gingerly like just tap him
Yeah.
because I mean they're like insanely heavy and strong. I mean, I'm 90% sure that we had a teacher in high school who said he worked on a project with chimpanzees and PCP in Hawaii or something. And he said when they get all jacked up, they can literally like bend steel cages and rip like bolts out of concrete.
Yeah.
And, you got to wonder like so like the scene where they pick up the, what the hell's that thing called? The sewer cap.
Yes.
Okay, you throw those things, first of all, are like 100 and something pounds.
Yeah.
If you throw one of those things at the rate of speed that thing was going to stay at that height at a car, it's gonna go. It would have just went through the front window, through the seats, and then through the back window. Or it would have been better if it hit the engine and then just like did some cool like exploding the car engine thing, like it would actually do, or at least, I mean, it wouldn't go through the engine block or anything, but it would definitely like destroy the radiator. And I feel like that would have been pretty cool.
Sewer or manhole covers are
Manhole cover, yeah.
Manhole covers are 249 pounds.
There you go. And you seen how that thing hurled it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really scary if you had that thing like to deal with.
A silverback
And then,
gorilla
like-
can lift up to 815 kilograms of dead weight.
So it could literally just pick the fucking horse up.
What?
Yeah. They're that strong.
God.
They're insanely strong. It's like, dang it, why couldn't I just have a fuck the robot body, be put in a gorilla body? That'd be so cool.
Be like
Except you'd have
Winston
to
from,
eat all that.
What's it called? Winston from Overwatch.
I think I'd rather be put in a chimp body in it because they can eat meat. Gorillas have like giant colons to deal with all their
plants that they
weird
eat.
diet. Yeah, I mean, all the gorillas that went into the woods there, they would totally be fucked. Because I don't really think they can eat meat. Like I think orangutans might be able to, and I know chimps can. But I mean, what are those gorillas gonna eat? Are they just gonna really hope somebody's got a kale farm nearby or something?
They got to eat
Except
a whole lot of bugs.
Well, they eat stuff that's inedible to humans. It's because it's got so much roughage,
Yeah.
Mm.
you know. And they eat a lot. It's like super like crappy celery that people can't eat. So they're pretty much fucked.
They eat stems, bamboo shoots, and fruit. And I don't think there's a whole lot of fruit sitting up in the mountains of San Francisco.
There might be
No.
bamboo somewhere out there, you
Yeah.
know. Steve's yard back in the day when it had bamboo. There's
Oh
like
yeah.
15 gorillas there, and Steve's like, "Well, what's going on, fellas?"
I just go out there and act like a gorilla and hope they don't notice that I'm not a gorilla.
Hey, I'm on your side. Fuck those assholes, right?
Pieces of
They're not
shit.
treating me great either. Look where I live. Do you want me to show you how to use guns? Remember, I was on your side, Steve.
You
Good.
imagine how awesome they would be with guns too, because their forearm or their arms are so strong, the recoil shouldn't affect them, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's terrible. That's scary. I mean,
Well, could their big fat fingers fit in the little
Probably
finger
need a,
hole? I don't-
Probably
I
need
don't
a
know what you
bigger
call it.
gun or like get rid of like the trigger guard or something.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Their fingers
I
are
know in
scary.
like what is
Yeah.
it, the second one, the chimps get a hold of machine guns. But they have smaller fingers than the gorillas, so
Mhm.
Well, it sucks that they had Steve running that machine gun and that helicopter because that's what it looked like. Somebody who aims about like Steve, except
well,
you
the
know,
problem
gorillas-
is the gorillas don't have very big dicks, so I don't have much
yeah,
to aim
gorillas
at.
got 1-inch dicks. So Steve's just like, I can't aim at that small of a target.
Do they really only have?
Yeah, they got
Wow.
little
Little
teeny
wieners.
tiny wieners.
They must get really upset when they have these huge old hands and nothing to fill it with.
What's funny though is they didn't. You notice they didn't have any bonobos in there.
Yeah.
This movie would be completely different if they just tested that on bonobos.
Oh, were there the 8 things you guys were just talking about a couple weeks
no,
ago?
no, they're like Bondo apes or something. There's
Oh.
a couple of different kinds of
What's a
chimpanzees.
What is that?
Bonobos are like a weird sex one, where the females are actually in charge because they pry the males with sex, and they just spend all their time having sex.
That's right.
Instead of-
The red or bonobos are slutty.
Yeah, and well, I mean, you know, wouldn't that be a weird one where like if they had a girl one and she's just like trying to get James Franco to let her have it, and he's like, "Get the hell away from me, you weirdo!"
Ever have a big girl like me?
Oh man.
Even worse, Ricky's the caretaker, and she's like, "No." Me too. The gorilla or the chimpanzee story.
God damn it.
I wonder,
That
Hey,
was
man.
weird.
Jason,
and he smells worse. What?
you're getting real bad static.
No, I think he tried a voice thing.
No, I didn't.
Check the connections on the bicycle.
Okay.
And the, mic.
Yeah, I'll check it. Everything seems
Oh.
good. Is it still staticky?
Yeah. No, you're fine. You're fine now. So go ahead.
Okay, I plugged everything together harder, so it must have been loose. I was gonna say, I wonder how that ape would feel when Ricky came in and smelled worse than him.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so the let's see, that second virus really sucks and it killed the people,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, that's
And
the
then
only
it's
reason the apes win, though.
Yeah, well, I mean that's, because they just yeah.
Because
That would be
obviously
don't-
the apes aren't gonna win against guns and fucking what's that called? Tanks and shit like that. It's just not gonna happen. But when all the humans are getting sick, can't really do much about it.
Well, yeah, like over half the population dies simply by exposure to this virus.
Unless
But-
they went down for instance, if they went to South America, there's a whole bunch of that they could literally just ambush people. And they could definitely eat there because there's tons of stuff to eat.
Yeah.
And they could set up like an entire civilization in the Amazon. And what are people gonna do? Burn the woods down?
No,
Well,
the environmentalists would chain themselves to the trees and not let us do that.
Yeah, and then the gorillas would rip their heads off, and then they'd be like, "We can't burn this guy's dead body. That's desecrating a corpse."
That's right.
The YouTube videos of the gorillas ripping the heads off, like the old Al Qaeda videos. Caesar just flipping them off
Damn it.
with his
Yeah.
weird long chip fingers.
Well, I think that's the thing that saves, like from just having the apes run on all the surviving humans anyways, is that Caesar's still alive and he's not a warmonger, so he's very much like, I'll protect my people and, I'm not out here to fucking just kill everybody. But I think it helps that he was, because he was raised by a human that actually gave a shit about him, so where
Well, I mean,
you get into the second movie where the ones that were just raised in fucking captivity in the labs and stuff like that, and those guys are ready to just fucking blast motherfuckers. So,
well, I mean, fuck, I don't know why in the fuck we got. I mean, that stuff's going on where they've got get things in labs. Maybe they need to not be doing that.
yeah.
What are they learning from this? Maybe somebody should go. I mean, what do they got? A really good Rogaine now or something? I mean, for crying out loud, it was probably there was chimpanzees in the Chinese thing that dropped the Wu-Tang virus on everybody.
The Wu-Tang virus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just silly. I don't know why we're doing that. Like, we got these sentient well, at least semi-sentient creatures stuffed in a friggin' cage for no reason. Like, just leave them alone. Let them live their life in their natural environment.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't seem too happy in a cage. That's why I don't know. Now, if it was me, right, we've all seen those like episodes of some show, right, where they put a person in a cage, But I mean, if they put Kelly in there and I've got plenty of space to roam and, my favorite kind of food, I don't really give a shit.
So
Good internet
fine
connection.
You're fine with the Charlton Heston version of Planet of the Apes, where they just kind of capture you and just kind of put you in a place and let you roam around, like, because this is
No,
after the apes
I'm more talking about like the Orville, where
Oh, okay.
I have an internet connection and or like some kind of collector where they're like, oh yeah, this is what a human looks like, and
They didn't
this
exactly
is
have very
apparently
much
what they
room,
do
though.
all day.
They were just like,
Well, they just dumbed that down for the show. It was like, it's like what the hell's his name? Fry's apartment where he tries to live in the closet.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
that was
they
just
just have to go through the door, and then they'll find the open area where they can just go hang out and do whatever. And
yeah, that's
like,
right.
we built this social area out here, and these assholes have never fucking used it once. They just sit on their cell phone the whole time.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I'm just in there like playing on the computer, and they're like, "God, do something." I'm like, "What do you want me to do?" Well, I don't know. Have sex with your wife or something. All right, come on, Kelly. But they're looking. I don't care. It'll be fine.
You know that they
I
would
would
cut
totally
the
do that.
internet on you just to like cause drama.
Oh yeah, that would suck.
So I was just thinking, we don't know that the I'm going to call it Kovac 12 because I don't remember what the name of the virus is they use in the movie.
Simian virus.
Anyways, we don't know that the first version, number 12, doesn't actually make people sick. And we don't necessarily know that the other one would have made somebody with Alzheimer's sick. It may have been because it was being contracted to normal, healthy people.
I don't know.
Because if you injected somebody who never had any issues with their brain with number 12, they might have gotten sick and died too.
It's true. I mean, nobody, like, I feel like you would have seen that happen. I mean, did that not happen before where somebody got, one of the lions got pulled and fucking somebody inhaled the shit without a mask on? So, I don't know.
Well, the other stuff, I think it was an injection, wasn't it? And then why wouldn't he have just given it to himself? If he like makes a chimpanzee smart enough to do that whatever that test was, with the rings.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. They're grown people who can't do that thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So if they, yeah, I'm talking about almost most average level intelligence people are like, I can't do that, or it would take them forever. Yeah. And so if he gave himself that, that's where we get the singularity. And then what are those stupid chimpanzees going to do when we're running around in robot bodies?
They're going to kill us and take our robot bodies.
I'm running around in my robot gorilla body and kick its ass.
There's going to be a fucking robot. There's going to be a robot space race style thing where the apes are trying to build robots, but they don't have cool metal like we do. So it's just made out of like wood and bamboo and shit like that. And then the gorilla's just like picking at him all the time. Like, stop fucking picking at the robot. We're trying to kick some ass out here.
Well, it's so good.
It's just delicious.
It's lightweight. Oh, it's so good. We need more of this.
I'm just picturing the wooden robot from that episode of Futurama where it has to run back to the water every 10 seconds or it's going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'd end up looking like those fucking Raider, the Raider power armor from Fallout. It would just like be bent rebar and weird shit like that wrapped around stuff. So
yeah,
like signs and stuff like that stuck to it. Using signs everywhere. They should be all right.
They look pretty tough. Meanwhile, we're wandering around with like a super minigun arm.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's one. Oh, yes, I think there's some parts that might still be left. I mean, the reality is like that would actually be kind of neat to have, a different like race of beings to deal with, Then there would be like we'd actually have to deal with some of that stuff. Like, because it wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, we're it's like a book with a different colored cover. It would actually be like a different book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that would be pretty neat to have to deal with some of that. And then like you look at the applications, holy crap, those like chimpanzees could do some stuff, that people couldn't do.
Yeah, they're strong.
Yeah, I mean it'd be neat. The hell Steve just quit there.
Yeah. Steve?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just like bopped out for a second.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that'd be awesome because then we could, I don't know. I just think it would be needed, like enrich the world. It's like, it's too bad that they aren't super smart right now, because then, I don't know. Of course, knowing people, we'd be having armies fighting them until they were gone.
We'd somehow use them to fight our wars, and then there'd be like a weird uprising of our warriors because they're all apes, and then we have all those guys who are trained and no humans are trained, and we'd be all fucked, right?
Yeah, that's about the shady kind of crap people would think of doing.
So the ape is born with the 12 inside of him, and then he gets a dose of 13 and he learns to talk. But is it the apes are too dumb to talk, or is it that they don't have the vocal cords in the first place, or both?
I think they've got the vocal cords. I think they just don't. I don't think there's any reason for them. Like even after this
sign language.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll teach them sign language, and why not just teach them some words if we're teaching them sign language?
Their mouth cannot make words from the couple of things that I've ever seen. There's like a shitload of muscles that we have in our face that they don't really have, I think. Because their mouth is like made for biting something's face off, whereas our mouths are made for like getting the shit kicked out of it or something because they're pretty crappy.
Yeah, and that would mean they have like different tongues too, because sorry, dog, baby was grabbing. Part of the vocal, sorry, damn it, kid. The tongue and the teeth, have a lot to do with speech. Sorry, that's what.
Yeah. But then they just they need those cool the things from Congo where they could just like have her sign and then it just makes the voice, right?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it causes them it causes them discomfort to talk anyways, because if you watch the second or the third movie, the apes don't talk very often. They don't really talk to each other. And when they do, it's very quiet. It's like, and they'll say like a word or two because I just don't think that they're, like you said, they're not built for it. Their mouths and tongues and vocal cords aren't built for it. So I don't think it is comfortable for them to do that.
Well, I think that's why our faces are like this.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at like what's that?
Nothing.
Your face is like that, Eric. Just yours.
Oh yeah, well that's probably true. Mine certainly is more geared up to talking, at least judging by the amount of talking everybody does. Anyway, so we're over here with like our wussy face that like a stray limb comes by and we're like out of business, whereas those things, they get hit in the face by trees and they're like, oh, that's kind of smarter, except they sign it. I mean, they're like, people can sign really fast. I don't know why they wouldn't. I think this whole thing can be drummed up to this guy. First of all, should have taught Caesar about self-defense and about the appropriate response and things like that. And clearly he didn't. Secondly, he should have had him, trying to work on dealing with some anger issues and explaining him, to him some of his place in the world and how he's kind of like alone.
Yeah.
Which is sucky, but it's better for him to hear it from somebody who cares about him than be stuck. I mean, because guess what? The whole thing would have been avoided had he not bit that dude's finger off.
True.
I mean, and basically, if he would have went out there and just stood up and got him between them and just kind of put his hand on the guy and then grabbed the hand of John Lithgow and let him back in the house, John Lithgow can like reef on him and do whatever he wants. He's not getting away from him.
Yeah.
And then you just look at him and be like, it makes some like human, like it's fine, like thumbs up at him with his tiny little chimp thumb, and that's the end of that. But see, that's the thing. The guy was at work trying to fix his dad, and instead he's starting World War III here. Stupid ass. And then can you see that they're blasting Elon Musk in the show with their Icarus thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is some Icarus. NASA's gonna get there before Elon Musk? I don't think so. NASA can't even, they're spend all their time photoshopping aliens out of pictures.
Damn it. That's what they're doing in Mission Control instead of actually doing anything. They're just
when they're not busy photoshopping aliens out of pictures, they're busy re-photoshopping the Earth to look round.
Yeah. Well, there's some really weird stuff like with the dark side of the moon. There's like some like weird footage and some other stuff where you're like, what the hell? Why is that the blurry spot? Like there like goes by and there's like a spot that looked like it could be at base or something, and there's the blurry spot. And then here I just looked at some other picture on Reddit that NASA took not that long ago of like a satellite was like it's like 1 million miles away, or I don't know, it's past the moon, right? And they took a picture of the dark side of the moon when it had light on it, and then the Earth. And of course, the same spot is blurry in that photo, and I'm like, what the hell? I mean,
what these conspiracy theorists do is they get a hold of these photos and they just blur the same spots on all of them, even though there was nothing there, and it helps their conspiracies move forward.
NASA is on there blurring the photo out.
Well, the thing is
they got an alien conspiracy guy that works at NASA blurring all the photos.
Yeah.
See what it is? It's actually just there's Japanese porn on the other side of the planet, and it's always blurred out. So, just
You know,
that's
it'd
just
be
how
weird
it
if it
happens.
was. You know, it'd be weird if it was actually like a scuttled Russian project, and I mean, because that would be the most likely thing anyway. You
Yeah.
know, because they were trying to get there before us, and you could definitely see the Russians just launching a craft and being like, "Oh shit, it crashed." Never launched it. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Nope. What craft? You know? Oh, that astronaut, he defected to Siberia and the Gulag. We don't know where he is.
You imagine
You know.
aliens who are just like, we'll say like, the Vulcans who just kind of come by every once in a while and just check to see how we're doing, see if we've got warp drive or whatever. So like aliens come by on their scheduled check every, 50 years or whatever. And they came by, we're doing all right. We're still kind of beating the fuck out of each other and whatever. And then they come by another 50 years later and there's nothing, like no lights, nothing really happening on the planet. You're like, what the fuck did they do? We should have left
Yeah.
something to watch. What the hell? And they're just like
Yeah.
looking like, no, there's a lot of apes everywhere, but
That'd
no
be a great
humans
Netflix
anywhere.
special. What happened to the people?
Yeah,
They're
come
all
down and
dead
start
now.
investigating and stuff, and they get infected
Yeah.
too.
And then there's like a big twist or a cliffhanger at the end of the first season.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be great. Well, I mean, I don't know. Some of that stuff where, like aliens, don't help us just because that's the quote unquote wrong thing to do.
mm-hmm.
That makes no sense. Like if they came down here and were like, this is how to treat each other so you guys can be a successful species. And if you guys can manage to hang out with that for 25 years or something, 50 years, a lifetime to get it instilled in culture, then we'll give you guys all the secrets of the galaxy.
Just
if you guys are going to
happen, I don't see humans being able to.
Oh,
do
I
it.
know. If you guys are going to continue being stupid turds, we're not interested.
Yeah.
And then, or even better, anybody who acts like that and shows those kind of values, we're just gonna take them out into our civilization. Then it turns out they're slaves. Well, I mean, who knows? That stuff's all pretty scary.
Well, that's exactly what would happen because they're looking for people that are sensitive and won't fight back. They're going to take all them for slaves, and everybody who's willing to fight back, they're going to be like, no, you're too violent.
Well, I mean, there is something to that. Boy, they just, I think there's like nothing wrong with defending yourself, and that's like half of the problem with this show is you've got officious turds in charge of things, where these things are just like, I don't want to be in a fucking cage. I didn't do anything to get into the cage besides be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I didn't hide well enough.
Let me the fuck out of here. And then, they didn't even kill anybody getting out. And then what are we doing? We're shooting them. The police are shooting them.
Yeah.
And I mean,
police don't hit anything.
Yeah. Or I mean, one of the funniest scenes in it is this cop is running with his horse and he hits this gorilla in the face with a baton and it goes flying. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's like, those things are going through the, trees at 45 miles an hour, getting hit with breaking limbs off. That baton's not going to do shit. It's just going to piss it off.
See, that gorilla wanted to be a movie star, so he was like showing off his cool stuntman skills.
Yeah.
He's all, see how I can take a fall? This is awesome, right? Put me in a movie.
So, you guys see that pratfall? I could definitely be in a movie.
I mean, I know the monkeys were or chimps, whatever.
Apes.
Were apes. Thank you. That's the word. Were fake and jerks. At the same time. So, but still, it was like still sad them getting beat with the sticks and the batons. I'm like, God, they're animals.
I don't really think they were jerks.
Well, they're jerks because they wanted to get after them.
They just want to. I mean, imagine you being in that spot. Wouldn't you want to get? I would have done a lot worse things.
To get out, yeah.
I would have burned down half of San Francisco to get away. There would have been car bombs going off everywhere. They'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'd be like, "What? I'm making another car bomb." Which is, easy. You just get some liquor and a rag and use your imagination, sucker. I'm not telling you the rest of how to do it. It's on the internet.
We are on the internet, though. Damn it. So the guy who plays Draco Malfoy, this is like his first fucking role after Harry Potter, and all that stuff.
Tom Felton.
Yeah, he plays another fucking shitbag. Did he like go,
Yeah.
yeah, let's play another one of these assholes? Seriously.
Well, I mean, you get typecast.
Yeah.
It's it's like, I mean, knowing that guy, he probably snorted most of his Draco Malfoy money away, and then he ended up broke at the end of Harry Potter, so he's probably still having to pay off those debts.
Yeah.
He used his money to snort up.
Yes, that's true. He literally used it. That's hilarious. Oh, this
use this
100
anymore.
don't good anymore. I got to throw that away. It's
Yeah.
covered in cocaine.
That would be irresponsible for me to use that.
And I seen him in an episode of I want to say The Flash. He was a character in that, and he wasn't a complete jackass in that, at least for half of the episode.
Yeah, he's like the new partner in that season or whatever. So
Yeah. I mean, that would suck to get typecast, right?
yeah,
With that kind of stuff. Like, I seen a thing about Michael Keaton, and he worked really hard at trying not to be typecast. Even though he kind of was. But he worked at it. It's pretty hard, and I don't, it's like the guy who plays Saul Goodman. What the hell's that guy's name?
Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk. Yeah, I mean, he's basically typecast as that now.
Yeah.
And, luckily voice acting and some other stuff opens that up. But you kind of wonder how many movie people end up where they miss out on big roles and stuff because they're typecast. Like James Franco, look at what a good job he did of not being typecast, because some of the time you can tell he struggles to even deliver the lines.
Yeah.
Because the words are too big.
Yeah, he plays a smart guy in this movie, and normally he plays a dumb guy.
Yeah, well, I think in reality he is a dumb guy.
Yeah.
He
Or at
normally
least
plays the part of a whiny little baby. Like he's always whining about something.
About his dad, like in Spider-Man, and
Yeah.
Well, he was nobody
really-
wanted to hang out with him in Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he always whines. It's just his movie type.
Cool.
Anyway,
and
so-
like Jack Leeson, the guy who played Joffrey, that kid fucking, I think he's supposed to be coming back to the movies or TV shows or something like that, but he was just like done because he did such a great job. Everybody fucking hated him. He was getting like hate mail and stuff like that. So imagine like that kid, if he would have gone on to do something after Game of Thrones, like right away, he probably would have been a villain again. So
I'm all for free speech, but I think at some point when you're sending somebody hate mail, I think that's in like there's some, law against that. It's like assault or battery. How come
Libel?
nobody is
Libel?
going something like that? I mean, if you're
No,
sending a
libel's
death
in
threat
thing,
to somebody, that's where you like call somebody, like for instance, all right, let's just say allegedly I said, actually I can do it to Steve. Where I'm like, yeah, it's like libel slander. Like where I'm like, Steve is 5 feet tall, and Steve's like, that's bullshit.
fuck you fucking
I'm
asshole.
fucking 6 feet tall. I can prove it. And then I'm like, oh shit. Then of course you got this recording to back it up.
Yeah.
Which, if you had a really good lawyer, they'd never let the whole thing be played. Just that little clip of me saying that.
That's right. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Out of context.
Anyway, so the I don't like, you got to think about like these fucking people, like Cersei was getting a crap load of hate mail. You got to wonder, like, maybe we need to be getting some of these people some psychiatric help who are going to the trouble of sending a actor hate mail over a fictional character's activities.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that scary that that's like a real person who's doing that?
Yeah. It's pretty messed up.
I almost feel like, depending on what's said in the hate mail, though, you would take it as a compliment that you did so well that many people hate you.
I mean, if you're like a 13-year-old boy and somebody's threatening to cut your dick and balls off and feed it to your mom or something, I think at that point you'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I don't think it matters what age you are. You shouldn't.
I might even
send threats like that. It's fucked up.
You know what I might be doing is just reading them off on the thing.
Do
All
it on
right,
the internet.
press conference. Here's this guy. This is his address. He sent me this letter. Everybody who doesn't like that, who sends me stupid hate mail, you probably ought to send this guy stupid hate mail. and then we'd all be sending everybody stupid hate mail. It'd be like it'd be like the Wu-Tang virus.
And then headline two weeks later, Erik was arrested today for instigating the murder of.
Yeah, no shit. It's like it's clear as day in the YouTube video. I didn't say murder him. I said send him a hate mail. That's totally different.
No, but
That's still inciting a felony. Son of a bitch.
the
Why
prosecutor
didn't
will
that-
never let the whole thing
Arrest
be
that guy
played.
first.
They'll take
Yeah.
parts of it out of context.
It's just well, at this point, they can deep fake a video where I say, I mean, there's enough footage of me saying whatever.
Yeah, we've said so much shit on the internet now that they could just pull whatever. They've got enough audio from us that they could just do a whole vocabulary. What the fuck is that? Like we could fucking direct what are those called? GPS things, you know?
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
wants like
Yeah.
what's his name? Morgan Freeman to do it. There's enough shit from him saying different stuff. You could pull his words together and make him
Just me going, fucking turn here, you idiot.
yeah, you piece of fucking shit.
Yeah. I fucked your mom right there. Do you see that spot?
Oh, man.
The guy's like, wait, that's my house. How the fuck did he know that?
Pretty sad you don't know the directions to your own house, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Well, this is probably the same nitwit who's sending poor Jack Gleason hate like death threats. Who the hell sends I mean, that's just the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah.
I can see doing it to like a politician if you're some kind of a nutcase, because at least like they're affecting something
And they're
allegedly.
real.
Like the thought that somebody'd be sending Ajit Pai hate mail actually kind of makes me smile a little bit because that guy's a piece
They
of
should
shit,
be.
you know. And I was going to tell you guys, I heard recently that they reopened up an investigation into all of those fake signatures they got. You know, where they had like their
Yeah.
Comcast employees sending in fake signatures for net neutrality to go away.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, son of a bitch. Anyways, somebody's finally looking into that, so hopefully that'll get fixed, and maybe we'll have net neutrality again. So, I don't know. I think they need to fix how the internet and stuff. Well, we'll see. Starlink hopefully will, and the one Amazon's supposed to be making will hopefully totally disrupt those markets.
Hopefully.
Wouldn't that be funny if in like a week everybody who's got less than 100 gig internet is like, or more than 100 gig internet's getting like, you can reduce your bills and oh my god, and then Steve's calling him up like, how can I help you, sir? And Steve's like, what the hell? This is actual good customer service?
Yeah.
Well, I noticed you overcharged me. Oh, don't worry, we'll take that off right away, sir.
And we'll give you a month free for your inconvenience in having to call us.
Oh, well, that's weird. You know?
That's what AOL used to do. I mean, I had free AOL. I never paid for AOL. I had it free for like 4 years. I called to cancel every month and they just give me another month free. So it got to be my routine. Instead of paying the bill, I'd call to cancel.
Holy shit, that's diligence that I could never do. I'd be like, I'm not fucking calling him this month. I'll just pay the bill. It's not worth $14 or what is it, $8? That's not worth my $8.
It used to be-
Holy shit. Jason, it's like $8 fucking dollars, right? And Jason will make a phone call over that. Meanwhile, he's got a Blizzard account that he hasn't had access to for fucking 7 years, and he paid like at least, I'm gonna guess at least $100 worth of buying WoW
Oh,
and the
way more than
expansion.
that.
I'm
Way
like I
more
said,
than that.
at least is a limitless upper. And he's like, I'm not gonna fucking call on that one. Jason, I think you need to call this company up and see if you could get some of that 112.
Well, I'm never going to play WoW again. It doesn't matter.
Well, no shit. If you don't fix the account, you can't play it again.
I don't know that I'd play it again anyways.
Yeah, I mean it's not great. Actually, I don't know. It's all right. It's just, yeah. I think I've
It's definitely showing
kinda,
its age. I
Here's the
yeah,
other
I've kind of
thing.
had my fill of those games.
I used to call for AOL each month. My mom would send me like a $50 check, and I'd be like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm not going to cash this. It's a check. And basically just throw it away because it wasn't worth my time to go to the bank.
Yeah.
Whoever was digging through your trash was like, fuck yeah.
Oh, no, just rip it up.
Oh, look, Jason signed this over to me after I taped the check together.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter anymore because you can like put checks in the mail by taking a photo of them in the mail in your account by taking a photo. So now I don't even have to show
Yeah.
up to the bank. Made it so I can actually do it without leaving the house.
You should just
Everything-
teach your parents how to use like Venmo or something like that, or PayPal at the very least, so then they don't have to send any money to you like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's only
That's
once a
nice.
year anyways. It's like my birthday or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like your daughter's birthday. They send you a letter that's like, get a real fucking job. Or some fucking asshole thing.
Send it for
mean,
his
Jason
daughter.
has- Yeah, that's what they do for her birthday, because he goes, it's only for my birthday
No.
or something.
Yeah.
Well, for hers, they send her a $1 bill in cash because she's 5, and she's like $1 and fucking insane over it, and like a nice letter.
$1. Jeez. Well, that's
Jesus.
nice. They send.
She's
something
little.
like
It makes
that.
her happy. It's like getting $1 for a tooth under the pillow. It doesn't really mean anything, but
I'm gonna
makes her happy.
make my kid work for his money. I'm gonna do exactly what my dad did and just take all of his
Just
money.
not give you any or give him any.
Yeah,
all?
even like one time. So one time, my great uncle, we go to this. He has a sheep ranch or a ranch that had sheep on it. Anyways, we were supposed to be having vaccines. We were like injecting the sheep with something. So
Yeah.
he needed help wrangling the sheep up, right? So he didn't want to do it. So he has all of the cousins help. So 2 of my cousins just stand around. They don't really do much. And then the 2 older cousins, they are injecting the sheep, with their vaccines or whatever the hell they are. Anyway, so here's me and Robert, like getting them over there, getting them all ready to go, having to hold them upside down, all that crap, so they don't hurt themselves on the needle. So we everybody gets paid $40, which I thought was kind of BS because I was like, well, had I known that I could have got paid without helping, I just would have stood there like an asshole.
So they were teaching you communism at that point.
So then my dad goes, wait, he paid you money and makes me and my 2 brothers hand over our fucking money. So we did like 3/4. We did all of the hard work and got 0 money.
So Eric, what you were learning back in the day was taxes. You were learning how taxes.
Yeah,
work.
I fucking hate tax.
He had a lot. He learned communism and taxes in one day.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a classic, right? So my grandma needs a new computer desk, and she went to IKEA or somewhere like that. I don't know. It was some big. Anyway, she buys this like not 10 foot long desk that you have to put together. I am probably 11 years old, maybe somewhere in between 10 and 12. So she goes, I'll pay you $100 if you can put it together. So I put it together. She pays me the $100. My mom catches wind of this and demands that I split the money with my brother, who was outside beating the gutter off the side of the house while I was working on it. So my
Just 'cause?
grandma, that's just how she was. It wasn't fair. Actually, I was supposed to give a third of it to Robert and then a third of it to Dan, who was at home with my mom, because that's fair.
Yeah. Well, I meant, was your
Anyways.
brother just beating the gutter off of there just cause?
Yeah, that's what how Robert is.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if there
He
was
just-
something
he
like
was
he was
just
supposed to
destroying
remove
some-
the.
He was he might have been eating ice cream and watching Spider-Man with my uncle, for all I know. He wasn't in
Yeah.
the room where I was at. I don't know what he was doing. Anyways, so my grandma gets wind of this and makes me give her the money back. She goes, if I'm paying somebody to do nothing, I'm instead going to pay nobody at any money at all. So that's what she told my mom. So when we were leaving, she handed me an envelope and she's like, here's your money. Don't tell anybody. And I haven't told anybody, until now.
No, now you're going to have to pay your brother back.
No, I'm not doing that. Tough titties. He could have fucking put the thing together. She told him to. It was really funny because she goes, oh, if you help him, you can get $100 too. I wasn't going to have to split my $100. All Robert had to do was be around and contribute a little.
Hand you one piece of.
Hand me a
desk
thing and
you're
be in the
good.
room. And he was like, nope, I'm going to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
So then I put the thing together and it was a great desk. And grandma told all of her
It's the best
friends.
desk in the world. It was tremendous.
It was tremendous. It was like super heavy. I mean, I had a really hard time putting it together because I'm not shitting you. The top was all I could do to lift up.
Yeah.
I just learned how much smarter Robert is than Erik. Robert was like, fuck, I'm not helping you. You know, mom or dad is going to take the money from us, right? That's what he was saying in his head.
Well, I didn't really think she was going to pay us. So the money thing wasn't an issue. I just like putting that stuff together and helping my grandma. She was nice to me. She'd like let me stay up and we'd watch X-Files, and she would make like desserts and stuff. And then I would get, what the hell are those things called? Like lava cakes with like chocolate and stuff. She'd
Yeah.
make them late at night, and she didn't like making them. So whoever was up would get one. So consequently, I may have never told my brother that she was making those things. Apparently, Stanley is pissed off about that. He's like, you fucking dick. What kind of a team player is that? Anyways, so we would talk about the X-Files and all that. So I just thought, oh, I'll help her out. Plus, it was, neat to put something like that together.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I didn't even have any extra parts. And I learned that if you tell my mom you earn money, you're going to have to give it to your brother who didn't do anything.
That's always shit.
So what's really sucky, right, is where you try and trick your brother into doing the work so you can get the money, for doing nothing like they've been getting, because it's not the only time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
I've never successfully done that.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to do it.
I 100% could have done it, but you've met my brother, and there ain't no way the kid's doing work even for money. So
Yeah.
I could have convinced him that was the thing to do, and he needed to do it, and he would have done it. But because it required work, he wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, my brothers just knew I would eventually give in and do it, so they didn't do it. And they were just like, oh, I don't care. I don't need the money. Robert, I was always like borrowing money from him anyways. Because that kid, he never spends money on anything. I wish I had that gene, the thriftiness gene.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that'd be so much better than the one I got now.
The blow money on everything that you can.
Yeah,
see,
the one where I'm like redneck rich gene.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. Oh my God, I have $500. I can buy $550 worth of stuff with this. Wait, that didn't work. Son of a bitch.
Great math.
Well, that's how my brain works. So, anyway, so yeah, the what is it? The fucking chimpanzees in this, right? So like, it's funny. They go to the redwoods where there's probably nothing to eat.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's the only
might
place
be
that
able to- they
Caesar
could eat
knew.
deer.
That's the only reason he went. It was because that's where he knew.
Well, I mean, where else is he going to go? If he went the other direction, he'd end up in,
Desert.
that shitty part of California, which is just like this crappy, no water there, just desert, grassy landscape.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible. They'd all be dying of thirst and stuff. Whereas in the redwoods, I'm sure they can probably at least drink water and stuff.
Yeah. He could have gone further north though too, and he would have gotten away from all the humans. So
Yeah. Like I said, I think their best bet would be to go to like the Amazon.
yeah, but they would have to know what the
Although-
Amazon was, and I don't think they did.
I'm pretty sure once you get south of somewhere above LA in the mountains, I'm pretty sure you end up out of trees and out of water for like a long ways
Yeah.
because there's like high desert and stuff. So that would suck. They're in kind of a crappy spot. They'd have to like. Why couldn't they drive though?
Why did you mention LA? They're in San Francisco.
Yeah, right. So if you go south from San Francisco,
That's a
and
long way south through a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. no.
There's like a mountain range there that's like Yosemite and some of that other stuff.
That's why
but
they
I
have to
think-
go north.
I think that connects somewhere. Anyways,
North,
there's like
up
a
toward Oregon.
well,
That's
let
what
me
people-
think. I'm pretty sure there's about the same amount of people. 'Cause you got to go through Sacramento, all of that.
No, they're not taking roads. Sacramento has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, they just be going
That's what I'm
straight through
saying.
the mountains and through the trees.
Yeah. If they go south through the mountains and the trees, there's Yosemite and all of that. There's like a big, that whatever that mountain chain is, it goes all the way down from the San Francisco area all the way down somewhere to Mexico Like it stops down there in the Central America somewhere. But what I'm saying is, at some point, there quits being trees in those mountains. We drove through them. They have a bunch of windmills and shit.
Hills.
Well, we drove through them, and like there's the windmills and stuff when you're going over from Bakersfield into what is that, Needles or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that mountain range is the same one I'm talking about. I mean, if you go north, like it's a lot colder, like I don't know. I wonder how good those things actually do in the cold, because like chimpanzees are like hot animals. They live in like,
they're so
well, they
hot.
live in like the fucking Congo and stuff, and it doesn't snow there, I don't think. Huh. That's kind of an interesting question. They're like anyways, gorillas would probably be fine.
So
There's
the reason
fucking
that
nothing to
I think
eat.
the reason that you're not gonna see them do that though is because they don't normally migrate that far. Looks like they tend not to travel more than 2 kilometers from home in a day, so they wouldn't move very
Well,
far away.
That's
They
because that's
also
what they.
don't. They also don't know the world. I mean,
Yeah.
they've only just gained intelligence. For all they know, they're in the biggest part of the world that exists.
Yeah.
Well, they're certainly in the best, the United States.
God damn it.
Well,
Maybe the best for humans. I don't
You
know.
know, shit.
But probably not the best for chimps. I bet you there's a whole lot better places for those guys. Where
they're
they
in
came from, maybe.
California, which is one of the worst places you can be in the United States, though.
Yeah.
It's a terrible place to be.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like that's a really tough thing for them, like position for them to be in too, because if you look at the casualties of their escape, they killed Tom Felton by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Then they killed the one cop by throwing him off the bridge. Then they killed the other. What's that?
I was gonna say they kicked the helicopter over.
Yeah, and they killed those two guys. So that's not really a long list of dead bodies.
No, they
So it
mitigated
seems
as
like
much as they could.
It seems like if James Franco wasn't a total asshole, he'd just go to the authorities and go, "Look, I raised Caesar. You guys locked him up in a cage. He's super smart. He got out. You guys need to just, give him some supplies and let him have his own little piece of ground here, and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. Stay the fuck out of there."
It would take time, but eventually the activists, if they didn't all die off, would get that, and they'd have their own land reservations like Native Americans do.
Yeah, that doesn't work out.
That's how it would end up, though.
Yeah, you can't give fucking gorillas like cornmeal and expect them to survive on that.
Well,
It's not
just
even
be
working out
super-
good for the
Super
people
fat,
on the
just like,
reservation.
bleh.
you can't give the Native
They all
Americans
have
blankets and
diabetes.
expect
Yeah.
them to survive on that either.
Well, I mean, that's be just like the poor reservation people with the diabetes.
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 Give
I don't
them all
know.
a whole lot of candy, let them get diabetes, then not give them insulin. Problem
I mean,
solved.
that
itself.
isn't that what the United States is currently doing to most of its citizens, where they're like, insulin, that stuff costs there $2,000 a month to produce, I'm pretty sure, because I'm going to charge that. Drug companies are like, it was invented in like 1910 or 20s or sometime a long time ago in the ancient history, basically. And it wasn't even patented.
So basically, they're like, all right, so we can make this. It's about 50 cents a vial. Let's add 3 zeros onto that because people have to have it to survive. So they don't really have a choice. They're going to buy
Oh, it's
it.
literally like $1,500 a month for a lot of people. My dad,
22 was
There you-
when insulin was first used in treatment of diabetes.
yep, there you go. I don't even think that's a good solution for it anyways, because insulin does a lot more stuff than just curb your blood sugar. There's it's a hormone,
Mhm.
Like, for instance, bodybuilders inject themselves with it to help their gains because there's a thing called insulin growth factor, which it will actually this might be why people are so much taller than they were, because they're eating a shitload of sugary crap and getting gigantic from it.
That's what happened to me. I didn't eat enough sugar as a kid.
You probably didn't.
No, I never really liked sugar. I still don't. I'll eat sugary things, but I just can't eat as much as what other kids do or people.
Kids. Jason's still a kid.
I never grew
Well,
up.
my mom was trying to keep us healthy. She didn't have a lot of that stuff in the house till Dan came along,
Yeah.
and but I ate every bit I could get my hands on. Oh, it's like Kool-Aid, right? Most kids, their moms are over there like following the instructions, and I think there's like 4 cups of sugar in a gallon of Kool-Aid. I want to say,
Something like
which
that.
is like that's a crap load of sugar. My mom would pour in a half a cup.
You'd be like, "Oh, this is tart." Oh, but it's so good.
It was good. I mean, that's just how we drank it, so it was fine. But I went over to some kid's house and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this Kool-Aid? It's so sweet. Cripes.
My dad made it for me once when I was little, and he read the directions and made it. And as he's dumping in like the 3rd cup of sugar, he's like, "If I put any more sugar in here, it's gonna glue your asshole shut." Oh my god! I couldn't believe he fucking said that.
That sounds like it should be a line in Hansel and Gretel.
Here I am, like 8 years old. My dad telling me I'm gonna glue my ass shut by drinking too much of the Kool-Aid.
That's why Jason didn't have too much sugar. He's worried his asshole's gonna get glued shut.
What happens if I gotta go poo?
Yeah.
Well, it can come out the other end. I've heard.
That's
people
why
vomit it
Jason
up.
hates sugar. He's like, I can't eat too much cake or my asshole will get glued shut.
Oh man! All right, what rating did you guys give this?
Has it been an hour already?
It's been an hour. Did you have something
What?
else to say? Go ahead.
Eric's over here like, man, I've only heard my voice for that
I
long. It
literally
feels like
just
so much
started getting
less."
talking. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Go ahead. What
So-
did you
Yeah.
say?
Anyways, son of a bitch, you totally blew me off. Oh yeah, why didn't they teach that Caesar anything? Like it seemed like a 3-year-old kid knows more stuff. Did he never get to the questioning stage? You know how little kids are like,
Maybe
Daddy,
apes just don't do that.
why does this happen, Dad? And you're like, oh, like this, but why does that mean that? Oh, for God's sakes, read a book. Why don't I know how to read yet? You lazy little hump. Read already.
That's true. Also,
Damn
did Caesar know how to read? Because I don't think he did.
Yeah, what the hell's he spending his time doing? He should have been paying that caretaker who was letting her dad throw everything around and had her read to the chimpanzee. I know for a fact he could have paid a tutor to get that chimp super smart.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how scary it would have been if he would have learned like the art of war and
Yeah. He's just
super
fucking
good
reading all
chess
those
moves
books.
and all that over there playing Age of Empires and that kind of stuff?
Well, he did learn chess, so he knew that. But
Well,
who
yeah.
knows how good James Franco's character was at playing chess? He could have been really bad at it and just been like, "Oh, he's pretty good at chess." But that's just because Franco sucks at it. Turns out they were playing
Yeah.
checkers the whole time.
Oh, jeez.
So
That- I mean,
the only other thing I wanted to say was at the very end when Caesar says that he is home, that is the best acting that guy has ever done, because he had this look on his face that said, because he already knew he could talk, but he had this look on his face like, wow, I didn't believe it. He actually can talk. And yet it wasn't like pure shock. Like, I'm really amazed he can talk. Like, he had this perfect in between on his face of, I knew he could talk, but I didn't really believe it. Look, it was
Well, they
fucking
said something
amazing.
super confusing to him, and that's the look he had.
Oh, that's just the
before.
look he got.
Yeah.
So they
I really.
they edited in what he said, and they actually whispered into his ear some mathematical problem, and so
Yeah.
he just had that
Because he
confused
believes
look.
in teleology, he didn't understand when they said 1
Oh,
plus
that's
1
funny.
is 2.
1 + 1 is 2, and he's
Yeah.
like,
The-
what?
The look on his face, I kept wanting him to say, no, you say, I am home.
Yeah.
You don't talk about yourself in the third person. You're not a Khajiit.
You're not the fucking Rock.
What are you doing? I mean, it just seemed like he should have given him a hug and been like, all right, well, best of luck. You need to learn how to use a gun and stuff because they're going to be coming after you now. Here's
Yeah.
my credit card.
In this movie, he said 4 words.
Even better, here's my neighbor's credit card. He's a pilot. He can pay for it.
He's a piece of shit too.
Yeah,
He's
a
gonna go
piece
out of the
of shit.
Stargate program though. He'll be all right.
God, that guy was such a turd. He's over there like, although, I mean, had it been me, right? And I'm like barbecuing and then all of a sudden there's a chimpanzee in the back of the yard. I'd be like, get out of here, buddy. And if it didn't move immediately, I'd be like, Kelly, get my fucking shotgun. We're blasting this piece of shit.
But like
You know?
the scene where Lithgow gets into the car and backs his car and back and forth and all that stuff, he freaks out. But does he not know? Like, I feel like they've been neighbors this whole time. He probably knows that the guy's got Alzheimer's. So like he's not compassionate whatsoever with this the whole thing. Yeah, it's
He's a
shitty. Now you
dickhead.
gotta
I rest my case. He's a total asshole.
yeah.
Get this fucking dementia guy out of my goddamn house. What the hell's wrong with him? I mean, you never know. Maybe his wife just left him, and he's just in a bad mood.
All the
Or
time.
his husband just left him or whatever. And he's
Yeah.
just like, he just keeps getting cheated on or something, like that guy in that other movie. I don't remember what it was called now. Deuce Bigelow with the cop who's got a tiny wiener or something. Remember?
Oh.
Yeah. But it could be any number of things, but he's probably just an asshole. And he's over there beating up on some guy with Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Makes him feel like a big man.
I guess. That's pretty sad. It's too bad people get Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't
Or
want to get that.
cancer or any of those other horrible things.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny about it is it just depends. Isn't it funny how? Have you guys ever met like a person who's like a real piece of shit? Like,
Oh, they
Not-
never die. The
No,
more
no.
bigger piece of shit you are, the longer you live.
oh no, I know a guy, right? This guy, I've met people in random places that go, oh, I knew that guy. He stole a bunch of my money, right? So then he got cancer of the throat or something. It was kind of a funny thing, anyways. And then he died. And my dad's like, aren't you sad he's dead? I'm like, why would I be sad he's dead? He stole I think he stole like $25,000 from my dad.
Yeah.
And he was a giant piece of shit. Like, all right, so I'm in Reading or someplace, and I'm talking to this guy, and he goes, oh yeah, I was working, we were talking about my dad not getting paid. And then he goes, oh yeah, I was working for this guy hauling logs, and this guy didn't pay me, blah, blah, blah. Bam, it turns out it's the same fucking guy from like 20 fucking years ago. That's all this guy did, and he just moved around from place to place until he worn out his welcome.
Yeah.
And then he got cancer, and he died at like 60, which, as far as I'm concerned, is like 55 years took too long. Because he probably turned into a piece of shit when he was 5.
Yeah.
I mean, beat his wife too, allegedly. So
Is
like
that
he's
is that an actual like you've heard that,
I
or is
have
that
heard that
Erik
his
just
first-
saying allegedly on
No.
something because we do? that?
there was a rumor that he divorced his first wife after he beat the shit out of her and she
Oh.
left.
Okay.
So piece of shit,
Yeah. Piece of shit.
So God knows. I mean, his kids don't want to talk to him, so God knows what he did there. If he just beat the shit out of their mom a whole bunch of times or something else. So, it is what it is. And anyways, so it's a good thing Caesar wasn't raised by that guy, though, right?
He would have been fucking stuff up, man.
He's just calling people on the phone, buy a Caesar product now.
Yeah.
Caesar paid big money. Haha, got another sucker.
But that guy might have. I was thinking about the pilot guy, but like if the pilot guy raised him, then maybe Caesar would know how to fly planes, and then we'd have apes and fucking fighter pilots. He'd be stealing helicopters and like ripping or jumping down on people. Be scary.
I
as
feel like
fuck.
that's a movie franchise we need to have, like Airbuds.
But with apes flying.
Yeah, but with
airplanes.
apes flying, like I said, I think it would be kind of neat if they were that smart.
Yeah.
Like, and they could do stuff like fly planes and, help with like things. I don't know exactly what they would do. I don't know. I think it would be neat to have a conversation with them where you could talk about like how the fuck they don't slip when they're doing their super fast go through the woods bit that people would try and eat shit on immediately. Like, is it just the iron grip that they don't, is that why they don't slip?
They have those
Does
extra
your brain?
They have those crazy toes on their bottom, their feet, right? So they're able to grab everything.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think that their brain processes information differently than ours.
They were the second species into space. They can't be that dumb.
Yeah,
Damn it, Jason.
that poor fucking chimp. He goes up there and like Imagine that. He's like trying to teach Caesar about space travel, and he's like, "Yeah, there's the first dog in space." Well, what happened to the dog? Oh, he didn't put in the air. He's died up there from suffocation. Jesus, what a way to go! And then, oh shit, here's the next one. Bubbles the Chinese guy instead of the chimp to just Jesus, they sent up some guy to suffocate. What a bunch of pieces of shit. Yeah, you don't know the truth, buddy. Caesar's down there burning NASA down. You guys fucked up my kind.
You got the ape up there getting the symbiote on him and stuff like that, and then we have Venom too.
Oh my god, ape venom? That'd be cool.
That'd be powerful.
Do you guys ever remember the Spawn comics?
I like Spawn the movie, even though it's corny and stupid as shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the comics too.
So there was a gorilla character that was a person that they took the brain out of the person and put it like successfully into a gorilla and had cybernetic enhancements. It was a pretty cool character. He had like a cool like robot eye and stuff. I was like, that is the sweetest amalgamation of cool parts ever. And then I found out that gorillas have a 1-inch dong, and I was like, that poor son of a bitch.
He had a robotic dick though.
They didn't sew his. Wouldn't that be funny to see a gorilla wandering around with like a normal dick on there, like a person's dick sewed on?
Damn it!
You know how disappointed they'd be. So disappointed if it was Ricky's, because they'd be like, it was smaller than my last one.
What if this is in the DC universe and Gorilla Grodd was there? Do you think he's going to take over the rest of the gorillas? Have them all hang out?
That gorilla is so big, I bet he's got a 1.5-inch penis.
I don't know. Gorilla Grodd's like, that whole thing is pretty spooky. Those things are, I mean, he manages to hit the Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking scary. Something that's clever enough to figure out how to hit a guy who can move at the speed of light.
I just realized something.
He still hits him?
The giant gorilla in that gorilla movie, whatever it's called.
Rage?
Skull Island.
King Kong.
Oh.
At
Yes,
his
Kelly said
size, his penis would be right for a woman to do it.
That's why he really liked those ladies when he was getting
That's
them.
why he liked those ladies.
That'd be really funny. She's like, geez, it just looks like a normal dick. What the hell? Of course, they probably have some weird dog Red Rocket situation going on there.
God damn it.
I don't know. Steve can look that up. He looked up a dolphin once.
Well, I've seen like the Discovery Channel. Bonobo's got a weird looking ding dong and weird looking woman parts. I mean, it just looks complete. It looks like somebody made that shit out of plaster that's never actually seen, a female anatomy or really a male anatomy, and they're just like, well, I think this is how it looks.
God damn it.
Well, there's just all this like loose jiggly stuff hanging around. You got to see it.
So basically, it was a fat guy who saw his own junk in the mirror.
I mean, if he lifted his gut up far enough, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. He couldn't lift it up far enough, so there's all this extra jiggly stuff.
Yeah, it just looks weird. You'll see it, and you'll be like, "What the fuck?"
You know why I can't look it up, Eric? Because we've gone too long. We're done. That's it. What'd you guys think of this movie?
Right.
We're finished. I'm not.
Well,
looking
I
it
was
up.
really hoping to convince the NSA that you're some kind of a animal porn looker at her, because you already have dolphin dick on there and duck dick. I think you have dolphin and duck dick.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of
previous
animal dicks in
podcasts.
that whole thing that we were looking up.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, what rating did you give this,
4 stars.
I
Kelly?
gave it 3.5 stars.
4 stars. I skipped Steve, I think. Oops.
Nope, you're good. I
Okay.
also gave it 4 stars. I'm always last, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Next week's movie is Kelly's Choice. What are you gonna choose?
There's something about Mary.
Ooh, good one.
It's always surprising when we do movies like that. I'm like, we really have never watched that movie.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out there's a shitload of good movies to watch.
I know, it's crazy, right? It's a lot.
Isn't
better
that
than,
nice?
A lot better than watching 2.5 stars like we did the first 10 episodes or whatever this thing. 30 episodes.
Well, there was at least one good movie in there.
There was
Wolf
a couple
Cop.
of decent movies in there. There
We
was
did?
one
Wolf
with the
Cop was
alligators.
deserved more
Yeah.
than. Yeah, that one wasn't that bad either. Croczilla.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
Cruxella.
horrible.
That one wasn't that bad.
The guy with
No.
one long strand of hair on his
I
fucking
love
weird,
that.
gross.
I thought that was a great
Fucking-
character.
I swear I
addition.
waited on him at Lowe's. I'm telling you what. Redonkulous.
Oh man. Yeah, we wouldn't have discovered Wolf Cop if we didn't watch 2.5-star movies. I have a new one that I've been looking at called Velocipriest, or Velocipaster, so that I gotta watch.
Oh, okay. Velocipaster. I thought
Yeah.
you said the Lost Pastor. I'm like,
No.
what the fuck is that about? The pastor's got dementia in the Safeway. He's lost.
He's lost.
Join him
In
as
a
he gets
world.
stuck in the frozen section. Will he make it out alive?
Will he find love?
you
We're not sure what this movie's about yet. So
see
we're
him
just gonna
making
throw
out
it all
with a bag of tater tots.
Yeah.
A bag of tater tots. He might have found
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
This
Home fry.
summer.
In a theater near you.
Oh man. All right. That's going to be it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Put that up on the screen. Make sure you guys like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Heroic Adventure Productions, twitch.tv/Heroic Adventure, mixer.com/Turketer, and twitch.tv/Turketer Plays. You can also follow us on Twitter at HAP Gaming. You can follow me on Twitter at Turketer. You can follow Eric on Twitter at,
Quick and severe.
follow Kelly on Twitter at,
Sugar Snuggles.
Jason on Twitter at,
Unbelievable one.
and Ricky on Twitter at Furry Twitter Balls. You can also email us at Steve, Eric, Kelly, Jason, and Ricky at hapgaming.com. Each one of those names individually at hapgaming.com. You can find all the stuff I've been saying in the description on youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions and twitch.tv/Turketer Plays. That's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Oh, yeah, there's also some donate links in there. Please donate or tell a friend. Do all that stuff. Like and subscribe. You donate, buy me
I
a
Steve
taco.
a taco.
Buy me a taco. I really want a taco, guys. Like, I'm on this campaign. I'd love you guys to buy me a taco. I'm really hungry right now. I haven't had dinner, so I'm gonna go probably buy a taco after this thing. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys.
He's drooling.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, fucking good. taco.
Wednesday.
Taco.
Wednesday. We'll see you on Wednesday, 7:30 Pacific time, PM. It's PM Pacific time. There it is. For some game that we're going to be playing. Not sure what it is yet. And next week, as we talk about something about Mary. That'll be it.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.